This weather forecast is brought to you by Set TV Now Internet Television, 500 channels of TV. www.trytvfree.biz. Wednesday weather forecast, mostly sunny skies, a cool start to a mild afternoon, low to mid-70s, south wind 5 to 10. Not quite as cold tonight, 43 to 49, mostly clear skies and light winds. It'll be near 80 with sunshine Thursday, and it'll probably be around 80 Friday, partly to mostly sunny. There might be some showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. Jonesboro's community radio station, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Chinese President Xi Jinping says his country is entering a new era in which it will take centre stage in the world. A senior member of Kenya's electoral commission has resigned and called upcoming elections a sham. Tough talk between Brussels and London continues, with the President of the European Parliament calling what the UK is willing to offer the EU peanuts, and Game of Thrones star Lena Headey accusing producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual harassment.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I am your host, Quabila Harden, and my special guest today is Miss Sharron Turman. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty, from the city of Jonesboro. Thank you for joining us on today.
Thank you for having me.
Miss Sharron works with the, explain your title. I'm trying not to get tongue-tied on.
Well, my official title is I am the softball coordinator for the city of Jonesboro, and I oversee Southside Softball Complex.
Okay. I was totally getting tongue-tied and mixed up on that. Thank you so much. So tell us, how long have you been in this position, and how long has the softball program been in place?
Well, golly, I went to work for the city in 2011. I have been part of Southside probably since the 1980s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I played softball out there, and then I served on a volunteer board for several years and got off that board in 1998, and then came back in 2011.
All righty. Well, we thank you for all the work that you put into the park, and also to let everyone know that is where the Miracle League Park. Is it the Miracle League Park? Is that what it's called?
Yes,
okay.
Miracle League Complex, Miracle League Park.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
It is adjacent to the Southside Softball Complex.
Okay. And so for those of you who have not gone out there, I have not personally seen it myself, but from what I hear from people that have gone, it is absolutely wonderful. And you recently made some upgrade. Well, I don't want to say upgrades, but made some changes, or you've maybe updated some equipment, or...
Well, we're always adding stuff. Are you talking about at the softball complex or the Miracle
League?
At the Miracle League, we're always adding things out there at the Miracle League. We have games every Saturday out there in the fall and in the spring, and we do have our concession stand open at that time, and we're always trying to have exciting things out there for the participants.
Okay. And I just want to let everyone know that it is located at 5000 South Caraway Road here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And it says our Miracle League ball field and playground has a rubberized surface that will allow children and adults in wheelchairs or walkers to play sports. Now, how did this concept come about? Is it a spin-off of another program?
Well, the Miracle League is a national organization, And I actually was working in another town when I discovered the Miracle League in 2004. I was looking for grants for softball and baseball programs, typed in the word baseball, and the word Miracle League came up, and I clicked on it, and a little video started playing, and I knew right then, it was like someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, Sharron, you need to do this.
That is amazing.
So that was 2004, but in 2011, when I went to work for the city of Jonesboro, I shared my dream with Mayor Perrin and Wixon Huffstetler, the parks director. And from that point forward, we just knew we had to do something for our special needs community.
That is wonderful, and I'm sure they're very, very appreciative of all the work that you put into this to make it accessible for them. I have seen pictures of children playing on the playground and the equipment that allows even those in wheelchairs to enjoy, say, the merry-go-round or some other equipment that they might not have the opportunity to enjoy on a typical schoolyard playground. So this is a wonderful addition to the city. I see here that it says the league is open for ages 4 to 19. So who do you see having the most fun? I'm sure everyone has fun when they go out, but the older kids or the younger kids?
Well, our oldest participant is actually about 65 years old. We include the older individuals from the Jonesboro Human Development Center. They have residents from 19-year-olds and up, and they have usually 2 teams. Then our focus program here in Jonesboro, they usually bring 2 teams out for the league. And I love to see the small children, maybe 4 through 12, play the game of softball or baseball. But it thrills my heart to see the older kids. I call them all kids because they're the ones that's had to sit behind the fence all these years watching their brothers and sisters. And when they get out there, their smiles are from ear to ear, and it's like they're playing the World Series, to them.
That is so amazing. I'm so happy to hear that you have something for almost everyone that feels that they are incapable enjoying the, I hate to say regular, normal playground and other baseball fields and other things that are available around the city. This is one place that they can come and just be themselves and have fun, and it's safe. The baseball field is softer. It's not as rubberized as the playground, but it still has a soft surface.
Yes, ma'am. It has about a 2-inch, we call it Pebble Flex. That's what the product is called. Okay. And that's laid on the ball field. And of course, if they fall or trip, or if they want to slide in home plate, they don't get hurt. Yes. But on the playground, and a lot of other playgrounds have got, like if they have mulch, they have to have certain inches of mulch under the highest equipment that they can fall from. It's called a fall surface. And on the Miracle League playground, there is about a 4-inch piece of foam, then there's 2 inches of shredded rubber, and then there's about 2.5 inches of the Pebble Flex.
That's amazing. So it really reduces the risk of them getting hurt. Mm-hmm. All right, and so for most of you who may not know, this is a nonprofit entity, and you run strictly off of funds either from the city or private donations or sponsorships. And so you all have to, you all host fundraising events to help keep the facilities running properly. And so with that, let's get into the first fundraising event that's coming up that's going to be super huge. There is a young lady, I say young compared to me, Jenny Finch. She is a softball player. Now, can you explain the difference between softball and baseball?
Well, softball is, softball is an 11-inch or a 12-inch ball, and then the baseball is a smaller, harder ball. Okay. But now, when we play our Miracle League games, it's called an incredible ball. It's actually a lot softer than a regular softball. Okay. But Miss Jenny Finch that's coming November 4th and 5th,
Okay.
she's hosting a softball camp, regular softball camp, for ages 3rd grade and up at Southside Softball. Jenny Finch is an Olympic gold medalist. She participated in the 2004 Olympics and also the 2008 Olympics.
Okay.
And her claim to fame, I mean, she's an outstanding pitcher, but she has actually pitched against Alfred Pujols
I'm not
and
familiar-
struck him out.
Oh my goodness.
So he's a Major League Baseball player,
Okay.
and he couldn't hit her. But Miss Finch will be coming in for that camp, and anybody that's interested, we're still signing participants up.
Okay.
They can go to jennyfinch.com, register there online, and then we'll be able to see them on November 4th and 5th.
And we'll make sure to post this information on our social media pages so that people can know where to go and sign up. It says advanced registration is required and participation is limited. The campers will receive lunch for both days, official camp t-shirt, autographed photo of Jenny, certificate of participation, and photo taking with Jenny and her medals. And then camp specifics. There'll be some Q&A time for the campers, coaches, and parents. Finch windmill demonstration. Can you explain what that is?
Well, she has actually invented, it's an apparatus that teaches you how to throw this special pitch that she throws.
Okay.
And she's going to do that demonstration for them. And I think that piece of equipment will actually be for sale for the campers if they're interested in purchasing it.
Oh, wow. So there's going to be a lot going on. She's going to be also teaching them, it says pitching demo and hitting demo by professional coaches. So this is wonderful. And all the students need to bring along with their, of course you have to pre-register and there's a fee attached to that. But you also just need to bring your glove and other equipment needed to participate. Maybe say a helmet or mask or...
Yeah, because if they're a catcher, they'll need to bring all their catcher gear.
Okay.
They each probably have a special mitt and probably their own bats that they'll be asked to use as well.
Okay. So make sure to go to Jenny Finch, which is JennieFinch.com, and register for the softball camp, which is November 4th and 5th. The 4th is a Saturday, 5th is a Sunday, and the times are listed on the website. All the information you need is on the website.
Yes, ma'am.
So please go and check that out and get your kids registered. And it's again from open to girls 3rd grade and up.
And can I tell you about one more thing that is
Oh, yes.
associated with this? On Saturday night of all her camps, she always hosts a dinner for champions. And we're hosting one at the Forest Home Nazarene Church off
Okay.
of Windover. And Miss Finch and her teammates, some of her teammates will come with her. They will be there. She will be the guest speaker that night. Rick Christian from Jonesboro Radio Group is going to be our MC. There's going to be a live and silent auction of all kinds of things that young girls would be excited about receiving. And those tickets are $20, and they can be bought at the door or they can be purchased in advance by contacting me or going by City Hall.
Okay. And please tell everybody where City Hall is located.
City Hall is at 3000 South Church Street in downtown Jonesboro.
Okay. And so if you would like to go to this banquet, please get your tickets. Again, you can't purchase at the door, but why not get it in advance to make sure you have your spot?
Right.
I really hope that these events fill up and you don't have to turn anybody away, but I hope that it's a full house.
Well, thank you. We do too.
For all these
We're looking
events.
forward to it.
All right, and so again, that is the Jenny Finch softball camp, and along with that, there's going to be a banquet Saturday night, lots of fun, food, and entertainment. So you don't want to miss out on that. All right, so let's talk about some other things that are coming up concerning the Miracle League and Southside Complex.
Okay.
We have the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team banquet and games. So and then the parade as well. So let's talk about all of those things.
Okay. The Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Team is a group of 12 men that live all over the United States.
Okay.
To be a part of the amputee softball team, they have to be a veteran. They have to have at least one amputation.
Okay.
Most of the players have 2 amputations, and some of them even have 3.
Oh.
But these guys will be coming in on November the 10th. They'll fly in, like I said, from all over the United States. And we will have them at a dinner at Central Baptist Church on
3707 Harrisburg Road.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have tickets. The table tickets they're $25 per individual or $200 for a table of 8. And also we have a VIP ticket for $75. That's a meet and greet that they'll be able to go, and actually that starts at 5:30. They'll actually get to go back and meet the team personally, have their picture made with the team, and really get some extra perks.
All right, so can you tell us, is this this is my first time hearing about the Wounded Warriors coming to Jonesboro, but have they been here before, or is this the first time this is happening?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So how did you make the connection and make this happen?
Well, I hardly ever sleep. I'll just tell you that. And I was searching on the Miracle League pages, and of course I was looking for Jenny Finch. And when I was looking at Jenny Finch's page, I was looking at some of her partnerships. And she actually partners with the Wounded Warrior group,
Okay.
but I could not manage to get them both here at the same time.
Okay.
So they're one weekend and then the next weekend.
Okay.
But the Wounded Warriors, they also have a camp for children with disabilities and amputations in St. Louis in the summertime.
Oh, wow.
So I just actually ran across them, and that was last spring. And I looked at their calendar, and lo and behold, if they weren't in Little Rock, last July the 4th.
Oh, wow.
So I drove down, and I met the guys, and I said, I really would like to have you guys in Jonesboro. You're such an inspiration. Mm-hmm. You didn't give up after you had your accident or anything. You actually are going to show us what it means to have the courage to go out and get in the community and take charge of things. So the guy I talked to, Dennis Wentz, he said, you know, Sharron, most of the time it's about 3 years before you can get us booked. We're that busy. So I stayed in he gave me his information, and I stayed in contact. And I guess I was just so I called him so much, he just decided to go ahead and let me book him so I'd get off his back. But anyway, he said, I tell you what, he said, here's my calendar. I've got 2 or 3 open spots next year. And the way it worked out, we got the weekend that we got.
That's amazing.
Excuse me. And it happened to be on Veterans Day
Oh, wow.
weekend.
That is amazing. So being persistent paid off.
Yes.
So I just want to let everyone know that you can go to the woundedwarriorproject.org website, and you can find more. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's not the.
It's not the Wounded Warrior
Oh,
Project.
I'm so sorry. My bad. Scratch that.
That's 2 different groups.
2 different groups.
The it's Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Team.
Oh,
That's
I
the
am
way
so
their website is.
Okay. I'm going to put that information up and have
Okay.
it when we come back from break.
Okay.
Okay, so I am very happy that your persistence paid off, so they're coming here. Have you seen them play? Did you get a chance to watch them play?
Absolutely. They played a team that part of the guys were from Jonesboro
Oh.
at the Bush tournament last year, and I mean, I just sat there with cold chills the whole time I was watching them play, because they don't want you to let up on them. They want you to be competitive, because they play with every ounce of courage that they have. And when they come and play here in Jonesboro, there's a couple of the guys that beg me, please let me play them again. We had so much fun in Little Rock. We want to play again.
So do we have our own group of amputee veterans here in Jonesboro?
No, these are regular softball players that's going to play them.
Oh.
Yeah, and they range from age probably the early 20s, and I think maybe the oldest guy might be in his 60s. But we're just calling them the Legends of Northeast Arkansas.
Okay.
They're going to be playing them that
awesome.
Saturday.
We have a Facebook shout out from Ms. Shannon Haynes. She says, we appreciate everything you do, Sharon.
Oh, well, thanks, Shannon.
And I'm sure you put in a lot of hours, sleepless hours, to putting all these projects together, to making sure everything comes out, well, hopefully, comes out or works out just perfectly on the day of the events. I do appreciate all that you do. I'm very excited to hear about this event coming, all these events coming to Jonesboro. For a long time, I've just lived here and not really participated and not been aware of what's been going on. And I've really tried within the past 2 or 3 years to make myself more aware of what's going on so that I can share with other people. You never know who can be blessed by attending, even if they're not playing, just attending the event and watching other people play. You never know who's blessed by that event and who may be inspired to reach out and do something more, help somebody else.
Well, I'll tell you, Saturday, our baseball field and our playground is adjacent to each other. And Saturday, we had our games from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Every game starts on the hour. And there is a lady and a young girl, they were going to come out to the playground and play. She was in a wheelchair, and she came over to our director out there, and she said, is there any way that we might just try this? Is there any way we can just go out there on the field and try this? Said, we've never had a place for her to play ball. Oh. So my director got a buddy. Every child that goes on the field has to have a buddy. Okay. So Camellia got a buddy for her, and she went out on the field, and Camellia said the smile, she had ear to ear the whole time she was out there, and her mother said, we're hooked. Oh. We will be back.
Alrighty. So we're going to have to stop right there. We're getting ready for a quick break. So when we come back, we'll talk about more events that are coming up that will benefit the Miracle League Complex and the Southside Complex. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What's in a true apology? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. From cheaters and domestic violence to red-handed corporate executives and red-faced politicians, we hear apologies galore. But does simply saying, I'm sorry, mean they've taken responsibility for their mistakes? No. Sometimes it just means they're sorry they got caught. There are 4 steps toward a true apology. First, acknowledge what you've done wrong. Second, grieve that wrong. Third, ask for forgiveness. And fourth, take action to ensure that it will not happen again. It's less about lip service and more about a change of heart and a change of behavior. For more on true apologies, visit my blog at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Want to connect with Mark on Facebook? You can at facebook.com/Mark Merrill.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
The Epic Center, located at 1899 Hasbrook Road, County Road 333, is Jonesboro's newest venue for entertainment for the entire family. The They offer an auditorium with theater-style seating for up to 1,100 guests, a large stage, professional lighting and sound, dressing rooms, concessions, and more. Available for weddings, concerts, pageants, birthday parties, showers, and more. Booking and other information is available at Epic Center Jonesboro on Facebook, epiccenterjonesboro.com, and at 870-530-5841.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Fullness of Joy Ministries, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, under the direction of Bishop Adrian Rogers and co-pastor Susan Rogers. www.fjministries.org.
From the KLEK Community Calendar, there will be a free community workout every Sunday and Tuesday starting at 6 o'clock p.m. at Allen Park, and every Thursday night also starting at 6 o'clock p.m. at Parker Park. More information is available via Arlesia Baker at 870-273-3437.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We are speaking with Ms. Sharron Turman from the city of Jonesboro. She is the director of the Southside Complex, which is known as the baseball field. Most people just call it known as the baseball field, and the Miracle League Complex. We've been talking about some events that are coming up that are going to be fundraising events, but also just fun, family-oriented events that everyone can participate in. Well, I say everyone. First, with the Jenny Finch softball camp. This is for girls, grades 3rd grade and up, which will be Saturday, November 4th, Sunday, November 5th. And if you go to jennyfinch.com, you can look at all of the details and the registration fee. You must register in advance because participation is limited. And it will also list the items that you need to bring, such as your glove or any other equipment, depending on what position you play for softball. So please go to jennyfinch.com to look up the information and to register for this event. Now, in order to go to the banquet, you must go to pay at City Hall, get your tickets at City Hall. And how else can they get their tickets for the banquet?
They can actually call me. I can give you my number, 870-882-5430, 870-882-5430, or you can buy your tickets at the door.
Okay. And again, the location for the banquet?
The Jenny Finch banquet will be hosted at the Forest Home Nazarene Church off of Windover, and that will be at 6:30 on Saturday, November the 4th.
Alrighty. So be on the lookout for the flyer for the softball camp on the KLEK Facebook, Instagram, and KLEK's Facebook and Instagram pages. Okay. Oh, and then we were talking about the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team banquet. So first there's a banquet, and then there's a game, but in between that there's also the Veterans Day parade. So it's going to be a fun-filled, emotional weekend. So we talked about the banquet, which will be on Friday, November 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. VIP event is from 5:30 to 6 p.m. This will be held at Central Baptist Church at 3707 Harrisburg Road. For more information, again, contact Ms. Sharron Turman or Ms. Haley Knight. I will post this flyer on our social media pages so that you can have the contact numbers and the cost for this event. You don't want to miss these events. And then this is Friday. Saturday is the parade. So let's talk about the Veterans Day parade and how all of this ties in together.
Well, like I said earlier, the softball team, to be a part of that team, you have to be a veteran, and all those guys coming in have served in the armed forces at some point in time.
Okay.
In the Veterans Parade, we'll have a special float that those guys will be riding on, as well as our Miracle League kids. We have our Miracle League ambassadors that's going to ride on the float with them.
Okay.
They're really excited about that, getting to ride in a parade.
Will this be their first time?
Some of the yes, sir.
Okay.
They will be for some of them. And then after they have lunch downtown, they will go out to the Southside Softball Complex, and at 2 p.m. They'll play a celebrity softball game with some of the legends of softball from Northeast Arkansas. And they'll play a 2 o'clock game and a 3:30 game.
Okay.
And there's lots of exciting things. I think they're going to have a motorcycle escort into the complex. I think the maybe the fife and drum guys with the fire department may be there. We'll have a color guard. It's just they're just not going to walk into that ball field.
Okay.
We're going to make them feel very special.
Okay.
And guess what?
Yes.
Miss Maggie Benton, Miss Arkansas, Benson, is going to sing the national anthem for this ceremony.
That is going to be a treat. Now, how did you track her down?
Well, Miss Haley Knight tracked her down, and I will say that her father, I was telling you earlier during the break, the Miracle League was my dream, but my gosh, it took a community, it took a village to build this. And Maggie's dad was one of the people that donated the gas that helped run the tractors to level the ground out there. So there's lots of people behind the scenes that helped this happen. So
we definitely want to send a big, huge thank you to everyone that has had a hand, whether it's making phone calls or just being a support system or donating money or time. Thank you to everybody that has put in whatever you put in to help make the Miracle League Complex come to life. I know that all the individuals that take advantage of the property, the playground, the softball field, I'm sure words can't even express their joy and contentment just to be able to go somewhere that they are safe and comfortable. They have a place that's safe and comfortable for them to play on. I'm sorry.
Yes, and I was telling you as well, the whole complex is fenced in. Special needs kids sometimes are runners. And so, I mean, there's gates there at the front of the complex, and we can close the gates at some point in time. But if you get them back out there on the playground, they're really content to be out there. And, I mean, it's their happy place.
Wow. So, you haven't been out there again. I can't say this enough. Go out to the Miracle League Complex and see for yourself all the hard work and the thought process that went into putting this together. I'm sure that you've had to think about every single detail, even when it comes down to the equipment. Okay, for those that may have disabilities that limit their mobility or their reaching or their, whatever the issue they may have, I'm sure that you have had to think about every single aspect and find equipment that benefits everybody to some degree.
Well, Wixon Huffstetler, he is the parks director for the city of Jonesboro, and he worked real closely with Landscape Structures, which built our playground, and he did have the foresight. He wanted to make this an all-inclusive playground. Okay. That means for we call well children as well as our special needs community. If you go into the playground, there's a ramp, and there's a double ramp so that two wheelchairs can actually pass each other. And those ramps will take them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, up to a height of about 8 to 10 feet. There's 9 slides, there's a merry-go-round, there's teeter-totters, there's swings, special swings for the children. It's just, if you haven't been out there, don't just say, I drove by it and it looks good. Please get out of your car and go out and experience the softness of the playground, and just experience how those individuals feel when they're out there on that playground.
It's amazing. And I'm looking at the aerial view of the picture, and it's just so beautiful out there. So we want to thank the city of Jonesboro, everyone that helps to keep it maintained, helps to keep it clean. We do understand there has been I've seen some stories about some people mistreating the park, and we want to just let everybody know that is not cool at all. A lot of time and money went into putting this together, and if you know anything about who vandalized the park, please, let the authorities know, because we need to not let that happen again. That place does not need to be disrespected in any manner, because there are people who truly depend on this place to go and just be free and be themselves and have fun, just like everyone else. Right. Alrighty, so are there any other, fundraising events, or not necessarily fundraising, but just other events that are on your calendar for this year?
Well, actually, there's Trunk or Treat on Friday, October the 27th.
Okay.
There's a group that's going to just have the whole parking lot filled with candy and that sort of thing, so people can visit the park that night. I think it's from 5 to 7.
Okay.
October the 27th. And then, of course, I think you said the Crowley Ridge Cruisers is having their car show out there this weekend. And
oh yes, Saturday, October 21st. And they say rain or shine.
yes. And we run the concession stand. That if you're looking at our picture on the right, that building there is the concession stand, and we run it on Saturdays during our games. And while the Crowley Ridge Cruisers are out there, we run our concession stand. And I mean, gosh, we got barbecue nachos, lots of great desserts, and just to satisfy your sweet tooth and to feed you while you're out there looking at those beautiful cars. I would invite you to go to our Facebook page, Miracle League of Jonesboro, and you can actually see some cars that were at the car show last year. We even have a kiddie car show, so if you know any child that has a little battery-powered car or even a pedal car that would like to enter their car in our little car show, we have a special place for the little ones as well.
Now, I see that pre-registration was October 1st. Are you still taking registrations?
We will take registrations the day of the car show. They sure will.
And on this list, it says car show registration, kids car division, poker run, entry fee, swap meet registration, and vendors. So what type of vendors are you looking for or have been out there before?
Well, I'm not sure. That's part of the car show. I just know they're going to be there. Now the swap meet, oh my goodness, I can't think of his name. Lonnie Clark is in charge of that, and they have one end of our parking lot where they can bring parts and swap and sell and do all kinds of things like that. And I think there's a small fee of maybe $20. I'm really not sure about that, but other vendors, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I do want to let you all know, if you are interested in registering, there is a phone. Let's see. There's several phone numbers. I'll make sure to post this information. But the president of this Crowley's Ridge Cruisers is Jim Darnell, and I'll make sure to post his this information so that anyone who would still like to go and register, even though it is Saturday, you still have time. And again, this event benefits the Miracle League complex. It says Crowley's Ridge Cruisers 16th annual car show and swap meet. They'll have motorcycles, race cars, all kinds of things out there. And rain or shine, they'll be there.
And the blessed part of this is having their car show at the Miracle League. There is no some car shows they have to park on grass or they have to park on gravel or chat or whatever. This excuse me, there's 288 parking spaces on our parking lot, so we can accommodate a lot of cars, and you can show up the day of and sign up.
Okay, so this is another family-friendly event to take the kids out, look at the car. I'm sure they'll let them look under the hoods.
And while the mom and dads are looking at the cars, they can direct the kids to the Miracle League playground, and they'll feel safe while they're inside that fenced area. So lots of things to do for families.
All right, so please go out Saturday, October 21st. There isn't a time listed on here. I just realized that.
From 8 to 3.
8 to 3, okay. 8 to 3, go out and see some, cars and motorcycles and whatever else is out there. So there's quite a few things going on that help to benefit the Miracle League complex. So again, There's the Jenny Finch softball camp coming up November 4th and 5th. There is the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team banquet. The banquet is on Friday, November 10th, and then the actual game is on Saturday, November 11th. There's going to just be so much going on that weekend. Wow. So you're definitely going to have to take your energy drink. Make sure you get plenty of energy drinks or something that weekend. We do want to let you know that now there is an entry fee, so are other teams welcome to sign up to play?
Yes, we're actually hosting that weekend at the park. This is another event. We're hosting the state USA softball tournament that weekend, and we're hosting men's teams and co-ed teams. And if they'd like to sign up for that, they can. I think maybe can you post that poster on your site as well?
It's the tournamentusasoftball.com is the website, and there is an entry fee. So go to www.tournamentusasoftball.com and register for this event. Again, like she said, it's for men's teams and co-ed teams. This is the Winter State Tournament at the Southside Complex in Jonesboro, Saturday, November 11th. So that day, will they be actually playing?
They'll start playing games about 9 o'clock that morning.
Oh wow!
And when we come in, at 2 o'clock with the Wounded Warriors, they'll probably shut down for a little bit so that everybody can watch them play, and then they'll go back to their tournament play.
Alrighty. And so I see on here it says there'll be rings for first place.
Gold rings. That's a big deal now, I'm telling you. These softball players love gold rings, and that's going to be first place awards for this tournament for the co-ed and for the men's division.
That's awesome. So I guarantee everybody's going to be playing their heart out. Everybody's going to want to win one of these gold rings.
Right.
Alrighty, so I can't thank you enough for coming to share this information. Is there anything else going on, even just around the city? Oh, as concerning the Veterans Day Parade, there's not a time listed on that flyer either.
Well, the Veterans Parade normally starts at 10 o'clock, and I think you'll need to call ahead, and I'm sorry I don't have that information. Danny Honnell is my contact person.
Well, on the flyer it says to register for the parade, you can go to CraigCountyVeterans.org or call Marvin Jumper or Major Brian Mason. And I have been posting this on our social media pages, and their phone numbers are listed. And it says it's going to be on Main Street, basically. And either side of Main Street between Jefferson and Huntington, it says that's where the best viewing areas are included. So let's get out and support our veterans and show them that we appreciate the service that they, their service in the military, whatever armed forces they served in.
This is a fantastic parade. I mean, there's motorcycles. You may not like motorcycles, but a lot of those guys are veterans as well. I've went to the parade the past 3 years, and it's so heartwarming. A lot of the older guys, even they had some that served in World War II in this parade. They've got special cars that they can ride in and be recognized. And the ROTC from all the schools participate. And I'm sitting here with chills just talking about it, but that is, it's such a heartwarming display of gratitude for all the people that served in the armed forces.
Will there be some type of salute or speech or anything else done maybe at the end of the parade, like after everyone has walked or driven through to wherever they're going to stop? I remember seeing some video maybe a year or so ago, right where they have the new monument in front of one of the courthouses. Are they going to do something else?
They usually do a program after the parade, after everybody goes through. And, of course, as they're going through, the announcer talks about each float and who it is and how they are involved.
Okay. So, again, this is Saturday, November 11th. Usually around, it's 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
10 a.m. The parade will start, and this will be along Main Street. So, get there early, get a parking space and a spot to watch and show your support. Bring out some signs or flags or something just to show your support to all of our veterans for their service. We all have personal stories about someone we know that has served in some branch of the military, and we truly appreciate their service because we were able to enjoy a lot of freedoms because of their service.
Absolutely.
We're able to sleep at night sometimes, and we're able to enjoy some safeties, some security because of their service. So, okay, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm getting tongue-tied today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Alrighty, so we're getting ready for another break, and all of this information that we've talked about today will be posted on our website, Facebook and Instagram page. But again, there are websites available. I'll make sure to post that information as well so that you can get registered early for either the baseball, get your children registered for the softball camp, or get registered for one of these softball games or the banquet for the Wounded Warrior NVG softball team. So we're getting ready for a break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Constantly running out of money before you run out of time is a sign that you need to get your spending under control. If you have a budget but you can't stick to it, you could be buying into lies, also known as marketing messages, which cause you to overspend. Here's a big one. Limited time only. For most products, prices nearly always drop over time. In addition, new versions of the product will also become available. The key to controlling your spending is to shop based on what you actually need, can afford, and fits into your budget. Resist invitations to spend outside your budget based on what you supposedly deserve, what everyone else is buying, or a so-called once-in-a-lifetime deal or sale. Bottom line, the more money you spend, the less money you can save. Anyone who tells you different is lying to you. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyer.com.
Arkansas Early Learning is accepting applications right now for childcare. We have locations all across Northeast Arkansas. Applications online at arearlylearning.org. That's arearlylearning.org. Right here in the community at no cost. Arkansas Early Learning, offering kids a head start.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
Do you like the music you hear on KLEK 102.5 FM? Do you like the educational programming that we provide? Do you like the service we provide to the community? Do you like having a station to finally call your own that represents you? If so, please stop by or call any of our underwriters or sponsors that you hear on KLEK and tell them thank you for their support. The support of our underwriters and sponsors is vital for us to stay on the air. So be sure to let them know that you thank them for their support.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope that you have picked up some valuable information today. I hope that you've been taking notes and marking your calendar for the events that are coming up. So we're going to let Miss Sharron just run back through some dates and times and just wrap up the information that we've talked about today.
Okay, I actually have an agenda, and it's really, really long, but I will shorten it for you. On November the 4th and 5th, Miss Jenny Finch, Olympic gold medalist, will be hosting a softball camp at Southside Softball for ages 3rd grade and up. You must go to jennyfinch.com to pre-register for that. On Saturday night, November the 4th, we will host a dinner for champions for the players of the camp, but you do not have to be a participant of the camp. You can come to the dinner. If you're an older individual and just want to meet Jenny Finch, come to the dinner that night. It will be at Forest Home Nazarene Church off Windover at 6 o'clock. And you'll get to see Miss Finch and her teammates, as well as the Lady Red Wolves and the Lady Bearcats.
Oh, wow. Now, where are the Bearcats from?
Brooklyn,
okay. Mm-hmm. And the Lady Red was, of course, from Arkansas
of
State.
Course, Arkansas State's national champions.
Yes,
they're going to be helping Miss Finch with the camp.
That is amazing. All right, so come on, y'all got to get these little girls registered. This is going to be an awesome opportunity to meet a gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, and she's instrumental. You know, after she participated, they took softball out of the Olympics. And she's instrumental now, her and her teammates, of getting it back in the Olympics in 2020. So softball will be back in the Olympics in 2020 thanks to Miss Finch and her crew.
That's amazing. History in the making.
Absolutely. The following weekend, we have the Wounded Warrior Amputee softball team coming to Southside. November the 10th, we will have a dinner for them at the Central Baptist Church off of Harrisburg Road. That event, VIP tickets start at 5:30 to 6, and then if you just want to come for the dinner, that starts at 6 o'clock. Trey Stafford will be our MC for the night.
Oh my goodness, he's hilarious.
And Tommy Raffo, the ASU baseball coach, will be our featured speaker. Some of the Wounded Warriors will talk that night, as well as some of our Miracle League kids will be our speakers for the night. Oh, wow. We have live and silent auction. A great dinner is planned. The next morning, we're going to get up bright and early, go back downtown. Miss Sue's Kitchen is going to feed our veterans breakfast, and they will participate in the Veterans Parade downtown starting at 10 o'clock. And then we'll stay downtown, and Skinny Jay's is going to feed them lunch. We have the whole community backing us on this event.
They are getting great meals.
Great meals. And after they do that, they're going to go back to their motel, get their softball uniforms on, and go to Southside Softball Complex with a motorcycle escort and a lot of exciting things going on out there. Their game will be at 2 o'clock. Their second celebrity game will be at 3:30. They are playing the Legends of Northeast Arkansas. These are guys that's played softball around Jonesboro for a long, long time. And we're just so excited to have these guys in town. To be a part of the veterans team, they have to have one amputation. Most of them have 2, some have 3. And he told me yesterday, he said, you know, I'm one player short. Mr. Wentz did from the veterans. And I said, I tell you what, I've got a guy here in town. His name's Michael. He works for Jonesboro Prosthetic and Orthotic Group that's also our support system to have the veterans here, we have to have a support system.
Okay.
And Michael's going to get to play with them. He has double amputation, and he wears blades a lot. And he is so excited to get to participate on their team. So I mean, this is just so exciting for all of us, and it'll be a once in a lifetime. They probably won't come back because it takes a long time to book them into a town. So
everybody needs to get up and get out and go support not just our town, support these individuals who are giving of their time and who have chosen to not let their injury hold them back. They have chosen to get up and move on with their life, or I hate to say move on, but transition to a different place in life to where they're not at a woe is me. They're not at a place where I'm disabled, I can't do anything. They're showing everybody, look, I am still able to do any and everything I want to do, which is an amazing, so amazing.
And the Wounded Warrior Amputee softball team also hosts a camp for children with amputations in St. Louis every summer. So if you know an individual child that's had an amputation or a struggle, go to their webpage, Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Team, and you can learn all about their camp. And that's part of this fundraiser will help support that camp as well.
That is awesome. Well, we can't thank you enough for joining us today and sharing this information. And I will make sure to start posting today. And then don't forget, this Saturday, the Crowley's Ridge Cruisers will be hosting, it's not a car show.
Their car show.
Car show. They're going to have all types of vehicles, motorcycles, swap meet for maybe car parts or something. There's going to be all sorts of things. And they said rain or shine, they will be out there. You can still register. Go to our Facebook, KLEK 102.5 Facebook and Instagram page. You can find the flyer, and I'll make sure to post the phone number, the contact information, so that you can get registered for these events. So much going on. So thank you.
And about November the 12th or 13th, I'm going to go on vacation.
Okay. I'm sure after organizing all of these events, it'll be a well-deserved vacation. So, again, you've been tuned into Community Conversations, and we thank everyone for joining us today. And I hope everyone has a very blessed day. Tune in tomorrow, right here, 9 a.m. We'll have another set of guests. So, that's all. But do you have any other final words?
No, ma'am. I want to thank you for having me. This is the first time I've ever been in your studio. It was fantastic. I've really enjoyed it, and I could talk about Miracle League all day long. So,
well, we definitely want to have you come back when there's some more events going on and keep us updated on what's just going on around the city. So we thank you so very much.
Sure will. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone have a very blessed day.